All right.
Pancakes were found to be a very
You're doing it right, Rachel. I don't care what anybody says.
It just said urgent pancakes.
That's
amazing.
I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, that's a bad name for it.
Yeah. I know. I picture you like chewing up a pancake and spitting it into somebody's mouth.
The idea of a bunch of people having pancakes different enough that you can exchange them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is adorable.
I got some pancakes you're going to want to see.
Notoriously hard to keep warm.
Like
Get down to the pier.
Sandwich bag with each pancake in it.
What kind do you got?
Chocolate chip.
Burnberry.
Basic. Get the fuck out of here.
Check out my Charizard pancake. You know?
Ooh, we're doing pancake shapes makes sense.
Look at my
Urgent
foil.
pancake swap.
My
All right, I
foil
assume we're here.
pancake.
Hello.
How long have we been in?
Urgent pancake swap.
Urgent pancake
You guys are. I'm just reading you guys my the emails I'm getting now. All right, hi everybody. This is episode 3 of Arc 5 of Better Than Heroes. If you are new to our stream, welcome. This is a Dungeons and Dragons stream, but we also accept pancakes.
We swap them.
We will swap them with yours. We don't
Swapping
accept
pancakes urgently.
I need pancakes now, not the pancakes I have. Your pancakes. I'll give you
Different
mine.
pancakes. I need to inject variety into my pancake breeding population.
How I long for the urgent pancake swapping of my youth.
I'm Rachel Weeks. I play Klik, the level 13 Kreen fighter.
I'm Andrew Ovredahl. I play Flute, a.k.a. the Windrider, a human bardlock.
I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 13 Moonboy.
My name's Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the pancake swapper.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the dungeon master of this game, and I play everybody else.
All the pancakes.
All right. In just a few moments, we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer D&D. But first, our show is live soundtrack by Jason Wardell. It is live directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So big thank you to everybody who subscribes to the channel, all of our patrons. You guys make this show possible and better and perfect. And you make our Mondays whole. And thank you. And you help us pay Jason and pay Case for their help on the stream. If you love the show and you want to see it grow, consider supporting the show financially, either by becoming a patron or a subscriber, or by picking up some sweet merch on our Teespring, or by, sending us a pancake in the mail.
I mean,
We'll send you our P.O. box. Pancake O box.
Pancake office box.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
That's why it's a little slit. You can get a pancake through it.
Just slide a pancake in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's take a pancake, leave a pancake.
I'm going to make one of those little libraries and put it outside my house and just put pancakes in.
Please don't.
The
A tiny
library
pancake
of
library.
pancakes.
Infested with mice.
Yeah, there you go. Like one of the little houses, houses on the front lawn with books in it.
Yep,
But it's just
You want Winnie
pancakes.
the Pooh's? That's how you get Winnie the Pooh's.
Just filled with aggressive squirrels.
Gotta call the exterminator for Winnie the Pooh's.
Oh, he's always stuck in there.
You seen that Pooh trailer? Have you all seen the new Winnie the Pooh trailer? Let's talk about it.
Yes, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, Blood and Honey. It's another time. Sorry, let's not talk
To
about
Winnie,
it right now.
to Pooh.
All right.
All right,
Alrighty.
this show is now available as a podcast as well. So if you want to listen to this nonsense instead of watching this nonsense, check us out on YouTube and on podcasts where things are recorded. Great. We appreciate everything that you do to making this stream happen and possible and cool. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to play some D&D, but first, let's go into last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes, in the endless feelings space of the astral sea, Klik-Lok-Tada and her painfully unnamed meridian-tracked ship towed the dinger back toward the demiplane of the Azure Forge in an effort to retrieve Malzor. Moonboy enlisted K.A.I in corking the now constant flow of moon lizards, guinea pigs, and other little beasts from the portal in his hat. As they managed to sew up a short-term solution, they noticed that they were being followed. In the long distance, a huge shadow fell across the endless horizon, that of an astral dreadnought, a leviathan, a celestiophage, a big thing. K.A.I and Moonboy decided to release Olophanticulus from the Mirror of Life Trapping, hoping to restore his magically altered memory and gain a powerful dad to help fix the crew's many problems. They went below decks and bade Flute to keep the rider, his evil devil boyfriend clone, away from their business. After a natural one, instead of keeping an eye on him, Flute left his predatory infernal patron alone on deck with Relic, easily the most vulnerable person not only on the ship, but within the whole infinity of the astral plane. In the kitchen, K.A.I and Moonboy spoke the magic word and freed Olophanticulus from the mirror. He calmly turned the pleading K.A.I into a turtle and managed to turn Windrider into a rabbit as he tried to intervene. Then, Relic, now glowing with devil powers, descended through the ceiling and punched the old man in the face. Finally, Moonboy was able to heal Olophanticulus's mind, and K.A.I unturtled to reunite with and trauma dump on the man that he called his father. Will this most powerful of dads save us? From ourselves? What about especially from others? Did Relic just get powers and punch my dad in the face? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Hey, good one, Aaron.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So, we're back. We're going. K.A.I, you
Hello.
are below deck with Olophanticulus.
Right.
And looks confused. He looks like he's still kind of like grabbing his head and having trouble holding on in his mind. And he drops all of the polymorphs. And I think he did before, but I'm just double confirming.
I think we've had a little bit of tea since people were polymorphed.
Yeah. So he's fully done with that and has sat down in his chair with Klang, his bird, sitting on the chair as well. But he keeps kind of like holding his head here and there as if he's having trouble focusing. And he's looking around. And just kind of like taking everything in where he is, and he still looks very confused, but he's mostly just focused on you and is able to kind of like connect with you and know who you are.
Sure, yeah, he's never seen this. I mean, he has, because, I mean, we've like met and talked before when we put him in the mirror.
Yeah.
He didn't have his own mind back yet, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't totally know how memory magic works.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like he's having a hard time. I think is really the answer here. Is he's enjoying drinking tea, is enjoying sitting here and talking to you. He's put together who you are, but as he's absorbing things, he's still having trouble kind of like focusing in. And so yeah, you're talking to him, and he's just kind of like looking around and trying to soak all these things in. Moonboy, Flute, what are you all doing? As you all are in the room here.
I march over and I grab this is probably frowned upon with halflings, but I grab him like a little kid. I grab Relic like by the arm and like pull him off the counter and like pull him over. And I'm like, what are you doing?
What do you mean? The writer asked if I needed to borrow some of his powers to help you all, and he showed me what was happening down below, and I just thought I'd help.
What did you promise him?
Nothing. He just said I could borrow some of his power.
I don't think that's how he operates. Did he make some kind of deal with you?
No, not at all. He just said I could just borrow some of his power to go help save the day. He says he wasn't allowed to do anything because it might look bad, and you all had something very specific worked out, but he showed me an image of you all downstairs. You were animals. You turned into animals. I just wanted to save the day.
He just gave it to you for free?
For free, yeah.
Kind of release my grip on him, and I just kind of shake my head.
Did I do something wrong?
Totally free.
He's like, I thought you guys were cool now, and you all seemed like you were in trouble.
Yeah, well, we're not cool, Relic, but we're figuring it out.
Okay, so it's what should I do now?
Don't make any more deals with him, and do not borrow any more of his power. He's only interested in tricking you.
Okay, I totally believe you there, but to be clear, I did not make a deal with him. He just lent me some abilities to float through the floor.
Well, if that's the case, then I consider yourself lucky and wash your hands of it. But yeah, in the future, next time, just run down.
Wash his hands?
Help out.
Metaphorically wash his hands.
Oh, like wash his hands of the
his hands of
situation.
it,
I thought you were like, look, if you've been messing around with Warlock
Also,
stuff,
your hands
you're
are
going to want to wash your hands.
Should probably also
Got ballistic
literally
grease
wash
all
your
over
hands.
them.
Moonboy is sitting at the table across from Olophanticulus, also drinking tea, but he's just staring at the old man.
Olophanticulus kind of is like holding his head, stroking the bird, and he looks up at you and he goes, Cyril, how did you get involved with this crew?
What? No. That's not me. I'm a different person. We look similar.
Oh.
Did you know Cyril Ethic?
Roll a...
Also, I totally thought it was Cyril this whole time. But there were times when I was like, it's weird for a guy to be named Cyril, right? But I didn't.
Roll a perception check for me.
Has he ever mentioned knowing Cyril? I mean, I didn't recognize it. He's not
perception?
mentioned it to me.
Yeah. Actually, no, sorry, persuasion.
Dirt 20. Oh, well, that's substantially worse. It's a 4.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
It's a 4.
It went from a dirty 20 to a 4?
Yeah, I'm a dirty little goblin who sleeps in a barrel. What do you want from me?
What is your perception?
No, you said persuasion.
It is persuasion, but I want to know what your perception bonus is. How did it go from
Plus
that
10.
to that? Holy shit.
Wait, so you
Well, I
have a
re-rolled
-6?
It's not possible.
No, I re-rolled it.
Oh, you re-rolled.
Oh.
Okay.
A -6 in persuasion.
No.
Yes.
I've been fired from every sales job I've ever had.
Yeah, the Moonboy is currently covered in blood. He's wearing a pirate flag instead of clothes. And he's on fire. So -6 to charisma.
Oh my god.
Olophanticulus looks at you and goes, right, he goes, and looks at you, Kai, and he goes, does he not know?
He lost his memory. Do you know him from before?
Well, I mean, I knew him as Cyril Ethic, yes.
Have you been to Lunasterra?
It's hard to know, he says, rubbing his temple again.
Really?
Well, I'm not that guy anymore. You can call me the Moonboy. Okay?
Sure. Moonboy.
And the Moonboy kind of looks away, and he's kind of distant.
Well,
And he sips his tea.
we can talk about that later. Are you feeling all right?
No, I mean, it's
Been
very...
through a lot.
Yeah, it's very... my memory is coming back in waves. it's been quite, there's a lot buried here, and I'm getting it back. It's a lot at once. I'm not happy to have it all back, but there it is. He says, kind of like trying to seem cheerful, but definitely in pain of some sort. And he says, Why did you all take me?
It seemed like you were a prisoner there. It was clear that your memory had been modified, and I assumed that was the explanation for where you had gone.
Clang, the bird sitting on his chair with him, caws. And he goes, oh, good. Okay, good. And he kind of pets Clang again, and he says, Clang agrees that it was not in a good place. So that is good. That is good that we are out of there. It's just, goodness, he says, holding his head, and he says, it's just different. I had a few of these doors closed for a reason. But it's, it's nice to have a few of them open again as well, he says, kind of distracted and having a hard time communicating.
You think there's a chance that you have a monster in your brain? We've encountered that before.
That's true.
Would you like me to check? He says, holding up a butter knife.
Please, Cyril. No, please.
Stop calling me that, or you'll get a free examination.
Yes. I apologize. No one should be called any name that they don't want to be called, but it's
Moonboy,
just
say it.
Moonboy. Yes.
That's right.
Moonboy. There we go.
I'll call you Spud.
I would prefer not. But
all right then.
I am. He says, kind of, and he looks very befuddled here. And I would love for K.A.I, I would love for you to roll an insight check.
Yeah. Insight is 13.
He seems to be not just physically in pain, but kind of looks like someone who is very anxious. He is kind of just like rubbing his hand along his knee. Is like moving his floating teacup. He's just like wiggling his hand and causing it to spin. And he's definitely having physical issues with remembering so much at once, as it seems that his memory has been modified over and over. But he's also, it's not just like the magic that's like hurting him or messing with him. It's also that he's not enjoying a lot of the memories that he seems to be remembering. Flute, the rider, is now standing next to you. Your doppelganger, this projection of you that looks exactly like you, but which is a demon that lives inside of you, a devil, a fiend.
Did he walk down and into the room, or did he disappear?
Roll a perception check.
13.
You're not sure. It was standing next to you all of a sudden at one point, and he goes,
I kind of like jump.
So I hope it wasn't. He was like, I hope I wasn't breaking the rules there with the whole.
Yeah,
I was just trying to help.
Leave everyone alone. I know enough about the way you work.
Sure.
No one needs any favors from you.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't a favor. I was just sharing some of my powers with him without any costs. And Relic's like, yes, see, I told you. You want me to take him back from him? He says in front of Relic to you.
Yeah, definitely. Relic is doing fine without them.
Okay, he says, well, sorry, bud. He says, looking at Relic, and Relic is like, no problem. And he just kind of like inhales, and you see Relic like quiver for a moment, and then
or super Relic.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to help.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize you could be so helpful.
Yeah, when you're full, it's easy to share your food. And he kind of walks away. After that, Klik, you are piloting the yet to be named ship.
It has many names as of this moment. It felt like we were all high on fishful thinking and
fishful thinking is great.
And ik. I think everybody really liked.
That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
is the Kreen translation of fishful thinking, of course.
So you as you're looking back and forth here, you see in front of you this large section of what seems to be a grid of squares. They're not squares; they're cubes, but they're massive. They're like building-sized, floating in the middle of the astral plane. In front of you, this like swirling pink and purple, and I'd love for you to roll a perception check as you are approaching them. You can see there are these like pink and green wires connecting all of them. What'd you get?
Oh, poor. I think it's an 8 altogether.
Wonderful. And so you see this, and you did, last
Sorry,
episode.
it is a 9.
Okay, cool. Could matter, doesn't this time. And you see this grid in front of you that is the Azure Forge from kind of the description and your remembrance of it here. It is this grid that's laid out, and it doesn't seem to be. You don't see like the entrance. You don't see the the dock that you all left from and had your big fight from. Almost as if the infrastructure of the Azure Forge is maybe like displaced from the dock that folks go in and out of. But you do know that this gave K.A.I kind of the ability to cheat going around rooms when he had access to this. And so if you want to do any investigation of it, you can, but you just see this huge kind of like row of large cubes connected by what can only be described as oversized wires connecting them.
She'll get on the walkie-talkie and be like, "Hey guys, Klik is dozing off at this point. It's just not out of sleep. She doesn't sleep, just out of sheer boredom. It is just her and Cobble on the other ship, and Cobble is excruciating."
Yeah.
It's like, "Hey guys, I'm still following this silver disc, but there's all these squares, and
are they like laid out in a grid pattern?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the Azure Forge.
I mean, that's the right direction, right?
Yeah, when we were messing around with all the portals in there and stuff, that was kind of the layout that I found.
Yeah.
Sort of an overlay, if you will.
Happen to remember which one is the front one, do you?
Doesn't really have a front or a back. Can I...
Just the door we went in.
We'll be all right for a little while, I'll say to Olophanticulus.
Yes, he says, but please, he whispers to me, "Don't leave me alone with Moonboy."
Moonboy's just grilling him.
I can stay down here.
Right. Just for a few minutes, unless you'd like to come with me. Why don't you just rest?
Resting seems, he says, would be perfect for me now. He says, I have a lot to sort through.
Do I think that taking a rest would have any kind of adverse effect on him right now?
Ooh, you can roll an Arcana check for sure.
He's got a concussion.
Like with a concussion,
Just like,
yeah.
Or whatever is going on with him.
Also, if you all want to check the Roll20, I'll put up here as well as you all just saw it on stream of kind of like the grid.
Oh, so the kind of dungeon, the vault dungeon that we went through, that was
the grids, yeah.
The bulk of the Azure Forge itself.
It was also sort of the space in between the grids were like, yes.
Yeah.
I'll grab my lute and I'll just kind of play a little tune, like that flavor-wise, the Song of Rest for Olophanticulus.
I love it. Love it. What'd you get on that Arcana check?
Saying I love
my Arcana check
Yes, that's exactly
is a dirty 20.
It will not hurt him at
I
all.
unlace the front of my
All
shirt a bit.
What is going on over here?
Whose benefit is this?
rubbing Olophanticulus'
You should
shoulder.
rest, but we don't have a ton of time. I will cast Catnap
Oh, nice.
on Olophanticulus, but instead of shooting him in the neck with a dart, I'll crack open one of the darts and like put it in some tea.
Let him sniff it.
Something-
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thought you were gonna
just
inhale it.
just fire one up.
Nice
Sleep,
seeing you,
Daddy.
Dad.
Chunk.
We don't sleep around here.
It'll let him take a short rest quickly.
He's like sipping the tea. He's like, oh, thank you. He says, this is a wonderful invention. Oh,
It's drugs. Yes. Sleep now. I will go upstairs.
The old. Tell them after they've had it. It's drugs.
Drug the old daddy. Okay.
It was implied. It was
Don't drug daddy.
no, he knew. He knew exactly
My
what
favorite
it was.
board
and
game, yeah.
He's fallen asleep in his chair. Don't drug daddy.
Drugged daddy.
Honey, I drugged the dad.
Oh, no.
Face down in the lawn. He doesn't change size. He's just really fucked up.
Cup of tea spilled.
A weekend at Bernie's, but it's just like, yeah. Yeah.
Dad's cool now.
Yeah. I will head up. I will head up to the deck to take a look.
Do you see that? Like, I don't. It feels like it's got to be right, but I don't remember. We didn't really come in this way.
Well,
That's
as
true.
the navigator, Cobble says, she's like, I don't know where we are, and I have no
Really?
point of reference because I've never been here before. So,
You have?
well, I mean, I
You're saying,
haven't been
like-
to this part of this, but I obviously have been inside of it from the description, but I am no help, she says to Klik confidently.
Oh,
Duly
I'm
noted.
just like I've heard plenty of your input, Cobble. I'm confident in the silver sphere circle, like disc, knowing where we're going. I just want to make sure we're not driving into anything. I don't want to go back to where the mirrors are, you know.
Yeah, and you can see that this disc that has kind of been a guiding torch for you has led you to here, but can't lead you. It has kind of like stopped and is now just floating in front of wherever the ship goes, as it does not know. It does not know the combination of not know the way into the demi plane that you all originally walked through.
I see.
But it does know the location of this kind of tucked away
I see.
infrastructure inside.
It's interesting that there's anything physically here at all, as much as anything is physically in the astral sea.
Just feels like this disc has taken us as far as we can go.
No, we're in the right place. But
Yeah, Kai, would you like to roll a perception check now that you're out here as well?
sure. Is there anything else I can roll besides perception? Natural 20 for perception. 22.
There you go.
Okay, it's got a 2 for perception. That's amazing.
My perception is bad.
His tiny
Always got
goggles.
his nose in a book.
I'm nearsighted.
I love it that's like your bad roll. Incredible.
Oh, use a natural 20.
Kai, you have this memory of being here and disturbing something while you're here, and you've seen this shadowy form following you as well. And as your ship is kind of like floating up to the edge and you're trying to figure out what to do with this large grid of squares, you see moving between 2 or 3 of the closer of these cubes to you is this large hulking creature that is about the size of one of the cubes itself.
Yikes.
And you can't quite see it because it's, again, like shrouded in this mist that is between, but you can see its form moving between some of these green and pink cords, or green and purple cords that are connecting everything.
Holy fucking shit.
So we can actually see these
Dreadnought?
cords.
Yeah, yes, you can see the cords. And it is the Dreadnought.
Interesting.
Okay. Or the shape.
Yes and yes.
You can't see it, but it's clear that it is the same like shadowy figure to K.A.I.
Okay.
that has been described.
I have not mentioned the Dreadnought to you guys.
I think
Just as a
we
reminder.
We did
last
see it,
time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I think
but-
you
but
did.
Clicked it. It was
I
following
didn't.
you. Yeah, it was following you
Really?
before.
I rolled a natural 1 also.
Nice.
Oh.
Is that thing a
So-
lot closer than it was before?
In fact,
What
it's in
thing?
front of you when it was behind you.
That's unsettling. Do I have any concept of how to get to the get our ship to the front part to get to Malzor? Like, is that even possible?
Well, so we know that Malzor's not on this plane of existence, so he must
Right.
be on at this location on the other side.
He is at the front entrance of the Azure Forge, within the Azure Forge's demi-plane. That's where we left him. Whether we
the
can
cave
get there
outside.
from here in a ship
How did
or
we
not,
exit?
we don't know.
Yeah.
We-
We just
we
sort of went through
truly
the
do
right
not know.
door.
We've come here under the assumption that we can get to him without going all the way back through the inside of the Azure
Oh, that would
Forge, and we don't know
impossible.
we don't know for certain that we can. So, looking at the framework of the Azure Forge from here, do I see anything that gives me the indication that we could do that?
Well, let's you can roll a history check and an arcana check.
Both? Okay.
Yep. And I'll say the DC is 20 for both.
All right, let's go history first. That is exactly... Oh, no, that's a 29. Nine looked like a 0. And my arcana check is a 16... But oh, no, that's not true. No, yes, it is. It's 16. I will use a flash of genius
There you go.
to get it over the DC.
What'd you roll, a 2 on the arcana check?
4.
4? Okay. Yeah. So you see this grid again that has these purple and green wires connecting all of it, and you can kind of see flowing out of one is this just pink light, this like stream. It looks like water coming out of it that's pink. And it's a fair assumption that is where you came out of, as you know, you kind of are able to piece together the points of the grid where it's like, yes, and it makes sense that it would, that demi-plane is bleeding into the astral plane at that point. And with a little reverse engineering here, you know that the entrance that you came through had a portal in it and had 2 doors in it, and that is a place that you walked into. And so if you could maybe get into the numerically labeled 1 in this astral grid, these like obelisks just floating in the astral sea here, then that you might be able to walk back into the demi-plane as a result, but you would need to kind of break in this way.
So, I think that if we could break in on the 1 the way that we exited the 10, potentially that could get us inside. Just to
yes,
make sure I
Puncture
understand.
the
here.
connection to the demi-plane somehow.
Right. Our best, if we go back, there's no entrance on this
Is that something
plane, the way that we
Dingham Nidris could
entered.
handle?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that something that Dingham Nidris could handle? It's puncturing through to a demi-plane.
that's a good question.
Maybe. He moves.
I don't think
kind of their
that's
whole
something
He
that my
moves
stupid elf ship can
between
do.
crystal spheres, not between planes. A demi-plane is even yet another thing, but maybe he could. Or maybe
he grew an arm. It seems like he's got new skills.
Are you up on the deck, Guy?
I am.
Okay. At this moment, Moonboy just happens to be walking past, eating a push-up. And he goes,
He's got orange going down his wrist.
He goes, I can cast plane shift.
Could that get us into the demi-plane?
Yeah, I mean, it's, plane that I've been to. I know how to get there. We couldn't bring the whole ship, but I could get, say, 8 of us in, out.
Go get him. Close enough, right? How far close do you
Before
have to be?
before we expend spells, there might be a way to, just make a hole.
We should talk to Dingham Nidris. I'm going back downstairs.
It's a good idea, Moonboy. I'm not saying no, I'm saying...
No, I want you guys to know that that's a thing I can do.
No, that's a good idea.
That is good.
8 of us. And then he disappears downstairs.
I don't necessarily want to... I don't know. You didn't make that? Where did he get it? If that came out of his hat, you need to check his vitals.
Moonboy, no! Spit it out!
It's fine!
I will,
It's like when you try and take something out of a dog's mouth.
For real, yeah.
Look, we should, in the meantime, we should maneuver up to the sort of top. If you think of this square in 2 dimensions, like it were written on a piece of paper, the top left.
The one with the big 1 on it? Yeah, sure.
Yes, if that's the one. The symbol that looks like a 1.
Yeah.
If the pink river there is the bottom, yeah, you see.
All right, how close do we have to get?
I don't know, but we should start moving in that direction. And I guess be wary of the astral dreadnought that is here. Astral dreadnought, that giant creature.
That's a creature? I thought that was like a cloud.
No, that's a giant, horrible creature that could destroy us at any moment.
You see something that is, I
think,
like each of these squares is the size of somewhere between a huge building and a very small moon, and has these like large river Yeah, I know it's a pretty wide.
It's a lot of between.
Yeah. It's the astral plane. You're not even sure how far from it you are.
That's true.
And there's
you said large building.
Yeah, like a really large
building.
Really
large.
Yeah.
What's the
really small moon?
A really small one.
Size of a moon. And you can see these like rivers of like crystal cords connecting each of them. And there is this like large hulking shape that is crawling like a crab between them. It's just kind of like holding onto the different pieces and pulling itself through. And as the ship is moving forward even a little bit, it's
a bit upsetting.
Yeah, it's kind of like pulling itself along the way, following you.
Yeah, nobody thought to mention the giant astral crab that we're driving right at. That's fine. You guys just hang out and meet your father and stuff, and I'll drive us into a horrible monster.
Hey, we fought a whole war for your... Anyway, I'm sorry. That was worth doing.
What do you think, Cobble's gonna help me?
Hey, I will get us somewhere if needed.
Some navigator. You didn't see the giant astral monster we're going directly at, Cobble.
Well, sorry, I was trying to talk to your ancestors earlier, and I had to take a nap afterwards.
That was hours, or maybe days, or maybe seconds ago.
She says, Kai's not even over here with snacks. She says, it's been so long.
All right. I guess maybe maybe it's just the rules of the jungle. If you leave it alone, it'll leave you alone, right?
I don't see a better alternative for now.
Cobble sits down, starts lighting candles, and she's like, "Yeah, definitely."
She's pushing on a Ouija board by herself. That's what I imagine that she does. I will go back downstairs.
Okay, bye.
Check on. I'm still talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
No, Uncle Brenner, Klik knows time. She just doesn't. There's no time in the astral plane.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Talking to
we have no
Kala makes-
idea.
Yeah, it makes a year
Although you
seem
could
like
argue
7
that
years.
insects experience time different than mammals.
That's true. She doesn't sleep, so who cares about days?
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah. She counts
Those
it in
grinders on
heartbeats.
TikTok. I'm on Kreen time.
Yeah.
Sleep.
That shit is crazy.
Millionaire
where-
mindset.
Right, Kreen. Brought to
Kreen
you
mindset.
by Mountain Docile.
If you don't have your own demi-plane by the time you're 23, you have failed as a man.
It's honestly sus.
And as a Kreen.
6 tips to
Kreen.
get a Dibby plane by the time your clutch is 30.
Just deranged capitalists spewing nonsense. All right. I'll go back downstairs and check on Oliphanticulus and Moonboy and everybody.
Hey, we're out of push pops.
I'll make some more. Wait.
No, I got some, says the writer. And he pulls out another one for you, Moonboy.
Nice, thank you.
I'll take that.
Eating treats that he's making you?
He's not making them, I just assume that he has them.
I'd whirl around to the rider. Have you been giving them treats?
Yeah, I just used
Get the
kitchen.
fuck out of my kitchen this instant. Remove yourself from my presence.
I'm so bored.
Thank you, Ryder, for your tantalizing delight.
I knock it out of his hand. I'm sorry. I go back and get it. I apologize.
Thank you. Oh, look, there's a quarter stuck to it. Jackpot.
Oh, you're just tasting your own blood. I hit you a little harder than I meant to. I'm sorry.
Kai, would you like to do a nature or arcana check on these treats?
Yeah, sure. Arcana. 27.
They're not magical in any way, shape, or form. They're mostly sugar and ice.
Sugar.
Preservative.
These are
and
terrible for you.
Red 40.
Where did he get ice?
All right. Bastard.
Just
How long I
like
worked
that.
to get unnatural sugars out of their diet. You understand?
You gave him sugar!
The preservatives
that
in this
Kai
push pop
has
alone.
Very specific diets for each of them. It's very fun.
That makes sense. Did
Not
the rider
supposed
leave
to
the galley?
have.
Yeah, he's just kind of like stomped off and is now he's now just kind of like sitting on deck pushing. He's now pushing barrels around up on top of the deck. Being like,
I want to try
organized.
something down in the galley when I watch him leave, since this place affects him in a strange way. I want to see if I can sense where he is while I'm down in the galley strumming the lute. I want to see if I can sense through our connection where he is on the ship.
Yeah.
And if I just can't do it, then you could. And obviously,
Well, I guess my question is: Are you using any ability, or are you just trying to are you trying to push your he's your
Warlock.
patron and for your warlock abilities, and so are you just
Yeah.
trying to push that and see if you can sense where he is, kind of in this extra
yeah, I guess I'm just trying to see
paranormal
how
way?
exactly does this
Pluck
is this
the
place affecting him?
threads.
Since he said that it gives him this tangible form, and so I guess I'm trying to just kind of look inward and just kind of see is there a tether that I could follow to see where this physical form is right now?
Sure, roll an Arcana check because we're on the astral plane, baby.
Dice, you betrayed me for the 100th to last time. I got a 9.
You can hear.
Aaron, how do you do it? How do you make them obey?
Flash of genius.
Okay, fair enough.
You hear him stomping around a little bit up top and skirt, like scooching barrels from spot to spot.
Skirt.
And you're not sure if that's a magical amplification in your mind or in a connection, or if you can just hear him.
Just hear him. Okay. Fair enough.
But it's very clear to you where he is right now, I will say.
Okay. Is Relic up there?
Yeah, he's after the magical powers got taken away from him, he kind of sulked away and went back to his ballista and is now...
Then I'll kind of sigh. I'm going to sit on the top of the stairs that connect the two decks so that I can be privy to what might be going on on the deck. I'm fiddling away on my loot here.
Are you still down here, Windrider, Flute?
No, he just went
I'm heading up the stairs,
You're
and I'll
leaving?
say, I guess I have to go babysit the rider so he doesn't grant
Moonboy gets up
Relic
and he's
powers
like,
again.
yeah, you gotta watch that dude. Here, I'll come with you. And as they're walking up, he's like, we could probably kill him while he's here.
Somebody say kill him. I pop my head out.
Yeah, I was just talking to him about, you know who.
I think I'd be the last person to hear about something like that. You never know who's listening.
Good one. I'm sure that we've eluded him in his gaze.
Wait, you guys are talking about Relic, right?
What?
Nothing.
No, and I'll put my hand on Moonboy's shoulder. I'm just saying that whatever you're concocting, I'd rather not hear about it.
Right.
And I give you a long and serious look.
Let's see if the Moonboy picks up on it.
That is always
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
He goes, right. I'm going to talk to K.A.I about nothing real quick.
Great.
Why don't you
and
go
I'll
on
be on the stairs, perhaps writing a new particularly loud song. And I'll sit on the steps and kind of play a kind of body, a wild space shanty.
Nice.
I would,
Olophanticulus is finishing up his cat nap. He's got like a few minutes left.
And
I think
Klik is
K.A.I is
still on the other ship, right?
Yes.
Okay.
and K.A.I is rage cleaning.
Okay. Moonboy's gonna come back down and kind of dip back in to K.A.I and be like, K.A.I, real quick. I mentioned killing the rider.
just for fun, I'm taking off my headphones.
Okay.
I mentioned killing the rider.
Yes,
Flute.
killing the rider. What? Killing the rider?
And right. Well, let's not say it a lot because the rider could.
I'm scrubbing angrily.
Right.
Push pops.
I think I would need a long rest, but I think I could probably cook up a sort of a snare that could bind him to our will instead of which way round, And I think we could probably get old Flute some leverage. I'd be lying if I said that I haven't been thinking about killing the rider ever since we met him. So I've got a plan in place. I'm just wondering, do you think that's the type of thing that we should pull the trigger on or, put a thumb in it?
Depends. Would we need to be on the astral plane for it to work?
Well, no.
Okay. Because we're being hunted by a terrifying monster, I think.
Right. Maybe we don't throw anything in the works right yet.
We have so many
pots. On the soup.
So many
spindle
pots to piss in.
Right. Piss.
We
piss
haven't
everywhere.
enough pits.
Right.
I don't know how it works.
I think this is a saying. People use.
Indeed.
We're pissing in too many pots.
Most of my piss experience is in war.
Right. Weaponized piss and
Yes.
that.
Indeed.
All right, well, I'm going back up stairs to help Flute with his horrible burden.
Very good.
All right, we'll see you up there.
Do you like... Should I ask him about what he remembers? Do you want that?
You know, I don't want to pull at that particular thread. No.
Feeling a little raw for
he just goes, no. And he takes off.
All right.
Okay.
And I will kind of get ready for Olophanticulus to wake up.
Sure. Before that happens,
Just watching him sleep.
as you kind of go down.
I've watched you all sleep.
Sure.
Except Klik. She watches me sleep. She watches you all sleep with me, though.
We have a little journal
Mm-hmm.
about the stuff they did and said.
Like a sleep study.
Yeah.
Much like a sleep study.
You're asleep? You have something called awake apnea.
Klik, you are piloting this other ship, and you've had this large monster pointed out to you now, and you can just see this kind of like flash of color every once in a while that is clearly something coming from its head.
What?
And it's just kind of, you know how alligators move real slow and then move real fast?
Hate it.
It's definitely not
Nope.
moving real fast, but it has that real like kind of like climbing over the bank effect of an alligator along the edge there.
Coming toward us.
Do we... Oh, I don't know anything
But
about this.
it's not coming toward you, I will say. But I'd love for you to roll a perception check before you do anything else. I would love for you
Dirty
to
20.
fail. Oh, dirty 20. Okay, I was going to say this would be like the fourth one in a row you had failed on it. But
Yeah, that would be pretty miraculous, considering this is one of my better stats.
yeah. So the monster is clearly in its element, moving in and about here, and it's watching you all
Thriving.
very
It's strong.
closely. Yeah.
Yeah.
As if it's guarding this a little bit. And as your ship is kind of like moving along the edge, you've discussed with K.A.I needing to get into the cube that is marked with the 1 numeral here. And as your ship's kind of like moving along from it, staying on the edge of this grid of cubes, it's moving along with you and staying kind of between you and this grid, so you can't quite approach it without getting closer to it. What's your move? What are you doing? What are you thinking?
Does the Dinger still have the cloaking devices we put on it a long time ago? Are those active at all?
It has basically a bottom of camouflage.
It was like a bottom
Yeah.
camouflage, I guess. It's not particularly helpful, but if we can... I'll get back on the Rocky Talkie and be like, all right, so the giant monster that you pointed out, it is watching us. And I've got a feeling that it doesn't really want us to go into the astral plane again. Just, based on body language and personal neuroses. Is there any way for us to sneak past it? I don't think this elf ship has any sort of bells and whistles. Could I check? Could I see? I guess I don't know
absolutely. that. You can roll a investigation check as you're just looking throughout.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. You know that it has a catapult on it, and it does that. It also has a ballista shooter as well. 2, in fact.
Yeah.
But camouflage, no dice. It is quite maneuverable. Like you can. It's very agile, but it does not have any camouflage.
Yeah.
We could.
I'm just pretty sure that, if we go toe to toe with a giant space monster, that this shack of a ship isn't going to get us through it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal.
It's
I'll look out the window. Maybe we could try.
Cobble says out of nowhere, "Ship shack, check ship? No.
No.
Never mind. No.
Maybe we could try some kind of illusion fuckery.
I don't know. Is that something that Flute can handle? Maybe him and the Rider together.
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be Flute's department.
Can we make another Rocky Talkie for Flute? It is really,
Yeah,
really needs
I'll
one.
work on it.
I know you're doing a lot, but, you know.
It's hard to add one to a set.
Yeah, well. Doesn't have to match.
Relic comes over the Rocky Talkie well, and he's
Wait, does Relic have a Rocky Talkie?
yeah. He comes over one and he goes, I
think I found one for Flute.
I have goats.
Ugh.
All right, goat.
Oh. Right.
Thanks, Relic.
Yeah.
Is Flute by you?
Me? He looks around. He's like, yeah. He's over there hanging out with his best friend.
It's not his best friend. That guy sucks.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, the bad guy, the bad version of him, his friend that nobody likes. Yeah.
Nobody likes him. You don't like him either, right, Relic?
No.
All right. Can you?
Jesus
can I
Christ,
get Flute,
Relic.
Can I get
Get it
Flute on the
together.
phone?
I rolled a natural 1, so I won't even make you roll. He absolutely is starting to like him and appreciate him.
You are so damaged.
I feel like we're all like vaping over here,
Yeah.
like hacking or something.
Can you put Flute on the phone, Relic, just for a second?
Yeah. Flute, you are watching the rider now up top, and you see Relic just like waving his arms and like gesturing for you to come over. Oh, Andrew
I
doesn't
think
have his headphones. Andrew
He
doesn't
still
have
has his headphones off. Man.
Oh my god, that whole time.
We've been done with your shit for so long.
Oh,
Sorry, bud.
I forgot.
Sorry, bud.
That's
amazing. I was like, wow, this plan is so in depth.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
that actually
decided
that works
against
out
that.
really well too because he doesn't have a Rocky Talkie, and you all were talking
Yeah,
over
that
the
was
Rocky Talkie.
that's
true.
Yeah, I thought you were just like really. You were like, I don't have one, and I remember that because that's a very interesting.
No, it was
to
for the
remember.
little scheme to kill the writer.
Nope.
But whatever else is fine too. I'm up there playing my
That was
song.
short.
Relic hands you a Rocky Talkie.
Relic puts his hands against the lute strings and is like, "Hey, I've been trying to get your attention for like 10 minutes."
Oh,
Nice.
And the rider looks over and is like, "Sorry, I'm not allowed to help."
All right.
what's going on?
And you see him hold out this small rock that has some like mesh almost absorbed into it that you would recognize as a Rocky Talkie. And he goes, "This is goats. So, if you want to stay in touch with everybody, you can use it until she's regrown by Moonboy." I don't know what the hell he's doing, but
I'm growing You got it. Got it in one.
I'll kind of like
Big weird
reverently take it, I guess, and like,
Hey, do me a favor and don't give this to any weird fish guys. Any chance that you have illusion magic big enough to cover 2 ships? We're being closely watched by a giant astral.
it gets pretty big.
Crap.
Let's see here.
We could also,
Maybe you could make us look like two other ships.
What if you made us look like
maybe-
an astral dreadnought, but like a really cute one?
we're like, you.
Nice, I like that.
Hello.
Yes, we'll give him the old Bugs Bunny.
This is
What if
It's
this
an
one calls
astral
for
dread net.
Now what?
Like,
What if?
honey
Dread
astral
naughty.
dread pot.
yeah. Ooh, a
What if we made
dreadnoughty.
What if these are all really good? But what if we made it look like a planet or something? You know?
astral
I don't think there are
dread
planets
fish
in the
head.
astral.
Limit's about a 20-foot cube.
Then what good are you?
All right. Well, what if you just covered the dinger and you try and get the dinger through the astral?
You know, if
to
I were...
the.
I could make a screen, a 20-foot screen to put in front. If we
I was
just
to
take ourselves.
And I could just, keep flying on with the elf ship.
If I were to take a rest...
we can't...
If I were to take a rest, I could make us look like a floating chunk of landscape.
I could also help as the writer.
He's already seen us. We kind of have to disappear. We can't just turn into a planet. I think he'll know what's up.
Well, what were you going to have him turn us into?
I don't make us disappear, and then I just take the Elvis ship and we keep on moving, and then maybe...
Did you just call it the Elvis ship?
Elvish.
Oh, I thought that would be
the fishful thinking. Elvish.
Right. There it is.
Elfish.
No.
Thinking.
No, you're getting far away from it again.
Elfish, yeah.
Elvish. Costello.
I don't know, but I could perhaps make us some sort of illusory chunk of landscape, but that's about it.
Love to be a chunk.
I'm just trying to sneak past a giant,
Well,
space.
we could...
Olafanticius might... He'll be awake and...
Elfish impersonator is very good.
Elvish impersonator, goddammit!
That's very good.
Oh.
I think perhaps we...
That's the name of the ship.
Yeah, Elvish impersonator.
Maybe we could take it down. What is it? What do we know about? What do we think it is?
I'd rather not be in a giant space fight if we can
Astral
avoid
dreadnought, I don't really
What
know.
An astral dreadnought. Do I know anything about that?
You can roll a history check. The writer pipes in as well. He's like, it's a horrible abomination created by an evil
Takes
god
one to know one.
just destroy things that are here.
Destroy things. Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking maybe I could reason with it. Is that true? Is he telling the truth?
You can roll an insight check after your history check if you'd like.
I'll just go with the insight check. 19?
Sure. 19? Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a fiend. He knows horrible abominations created by evil gods.
I have rolled a 20. The Moonboy takes a little mushroom out of a pouch on his pocket and eats it and kind of
Now's not the time.
thinks real hard.
See you in 8 hours.
And he opens his eyes and his eyes both go pew, and the pupils kind of pop open real wide but then settle down again and he goes, whoa. And that's a 21 to remember about
Astral Dreadnoughts?
Astral Dreadnoughts history.
Oh, yeah.
Shroom trips.
You ate one of your history mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like I could get advantage on pretty much any intelligence check right now. Quick, ask me something.
When were pickles invented?
When were pickles invented?
Kaiserreich's Pickelmeiser in 1647.
1776.
To celebrate America's independence, the first pickle was brewed.
Okay, I rolled a 21 history for Astral
July 4th,
Dreadnoughts.
1776.
George
the day
Washington
the pickle was
crunches a
invented.
pickle.
Yeah, he's crossing the Delaware with a pickle outstretched. It'll happen on one day.
The Boston Pickle Party.
Yeah, remember that? He killed all those fish.
Sorry. Yeah, you would know that this they are you have some sort of memory float up out of nowhere, and in the same way that you've just kind of been getting an eerie feeling with the hat malfunctioning and Olafanticius calling you by the wrong name, and you can see in your mind's eye this astral dreadnought, this like beaked, toothed creature with two huge claws, somewhere between the size of a large building or a small moon, and has two huge claws just floating with this like slithery long tail made out of like gray bulbous material, and it is as it opens its mouth, it's very like dead fleshy. It's not undead, but it has just this like gray musk to it. And
First fleshy of the arc.
true. Yeah. And as its huge mouth opens as well, you can see it inhales, and it's just like you see like people getting pulled into it and material getting pulled into it, and like treasure and chips just like getting sucked into its mouth. And you're not sure if that's just your memory like projecting those things, or if you've seen that before.
He sees it in this vision, man. He doesn't know if it's the mushroom or if it's, as you say, coming from something he's seen perhaps in a past life. But it does what the writer says jive. It's not a beast. It's a monstrosity, most likely, or some kind of fiend.
Aberration.
Okay, aberration.
100%. Yes. What the writer is saying is definitely
right.
going with what you remember.
Okay, so after that, the Moonboy is he's like, well, I was going to say we could reason with it, but I think maybe our best bet, perhaps it would be best for the whole universe if we just killed it.
Do you think that's even a possibility?
I mean,
it's the size of a building or a moon.
I'll look at the writer kind of
demi-plane.
Expectantly, like...
Even the tallest buildings fall down, K.A.I. And even the mightiest moons disappear. Can be eclipsed would have been a better thing to say.
And Olafenticulus comes from down below, and he says, I believe the term you're looking for is get spun away.
Oh.
How did he get past me?
Get spun away. Do you think, Olafenticulus, we were just discussing the possibility of taking down an astral dreadnought. Do you think such a thing is possible?
You see him shiver. He's like, I mean, I don't know what you all are capable of, but if you have broken me out of... and Clang, you see Clang go, rock, and he goes, the Azure Forge. Olafenticulus continues. Then he says, I believe you are capable of many unheard and unknowable things.
Have you seen... Does it work for Mir? Do they have some kind of agreement? Is it protecting this place?
Oh, no. It is seeking cover.
Cover? From what?
Olafenticulus says, the army of the Undying Queen. And with that, we're going to cut to break here.
Good Lord!
5-minute break here. Where we're about halfway through our stream tonight, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break where we drink, pee, and we'll see you in just 5 minutes on the other side.
Okay.
Bye.
It would have been funny if I spent the rest of the session with my headphones on.
Just your headphones off. Shit, yeah, sorry. We just started doing other shit.
It's okay.
Look, Aaron, if I went on one thing, it's that there can never be too many jokes.
Didn't say jokes.
Cram joke. Cram
said
joke.
Puns.
Yeah, you're right.
You cram them. If you cram too many, you'll get a tummy ache, and you'll not be able to eat your dinner.
So yeah, Olafenticulus has told you that it is probably.
Didn't know we were back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hello, we're back. It's told you that it is probably being wary of where the army of the Undying Queen is.
Well, we're on the same side then. What are we even worried about?
Right, we've heard a little bit about her.
Ooh.
She doesn't seem cool. We're not that.
I think if there's anything I can describe the Undying Queen as, it's definitely uncool. Olafenticulus says.
Right, but maybe, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe if we could speak to the creature, it could become our ally. Once again, doesn't really sound like that kind of dude.
Does it do that? Does it?
I don't think it does that.
Does it speak? It's not within 30 feet of us. I can't really tell.
The rider, this like melted devilish form of Flute, is like, well, it is it has been haunting the void of the astral plane pretty much since the beginning of eternity. So I wouldn't know if it's too chit-chatty. I mean, I'm chit-chatty and I'm outside of time and space, but they're not known to be easily negotiated with.
Okay, well.
I'll just sort of ignore him. When he's done talking, I will just turn back to Oliphanticulus and continue. And I will gesture up at the this grid of structures and be like, one of our friends was stranded at the entrance from Florial's realm of doors to the Azure Forge on the Forge side.
Oliphanticulus says, "Oh, you've been through the corridors."
We have.
Yeah,
corridors, right. I know that's what it's called.
Impressive. Is Florial, have you all met Florial? Have you all been around Florial?
No, we haven't. There's so much for us to talk about. There really is a lot of stuff for us to cover.
I have a lot incoming into my brain right now currently, so I'm kind of okay with going with the flow here and just trusting your gut. Hi.
We will get to that. We do have a lot of things to discuss, but gesturing up at the grid, I will point at number 1 and say he's over here. I think that if we can find a way to punch through, we could potentially pick him up without having to circumnavigate without having to navigate the entire forge again from the inside. We don't have time for that.
We could go ask. Wait, am I here?
Yeah, you're here. I think we're all here at this point.
Sweet. Sorry, that was that.
Of
that was a little bit of that. A little bit of that mushroom still working.
Mm-hmm.
Am I here?
We could go ask Dingham Nidris if they're up to the task, taking us back into, the secret demi-plane.
Right, if he even could. Do you think...
Right.
Do you have any idea of how we might be able to punch through?
Me?
No, I'm asking Oliphanticulus.
He says, he kind of looks out at this grid here, and he's going to roll with disadvantage because he's kind of in a rough state. But he's still got a 24. So look at me. I'm the Aaron Urist now. And he says, with something like this, it is pulling the energy of the astral plane and allowing it to be a bit, to break the rules of time and space as a result. So, Florial tended to be good at getting portals to break their own rules. And I think that maybe, if you've been to the demi-plane before, you could, teleport, plane shift into it. Or if you were able to correctly break one of these wires, you might be able to sort of, tap into it to sort of jump into the flow of it and just boop yourselves in there. But I don't know about the ship. You might have to actually physically blow a hole in the dimension in order to get the ship through it, which, depends on how much you care about the demi-plane that you're blowing up, but...
Oh, very
Not
little.
much.
Very little. I would like to go through kind of and pull all the copper out of the walls, but I don't think we'll ever get to that.
If you blow a hole in the wall, it will probably slowly be devoured by the astral plane. But it seems that maybe you do not care about that. So
that would be fine with us.
Although we don't know if Noel and Lemon ever got out.
I think they did.
I think they would want to be blown up.
Yeah, I suppose if they didn't find their way out, maybe.
As long as we can actually get our friend out of there after we blow a hole in the side of it.
Well, we'll get him out first.
It's also, if we if we plane shift in, what if there's some sort of field that prevents us from plane shifting out?
It's possible.
Plane shifting outfield.
Could we even do it? Do we have the power to plane shift in and then out again?
I could plane shift us in and maybe out, I think.
That's very Moonboy answer.
I can neither plane shift us in or out. I want to be clear. I don't even think I know how to blow a hole in a plane. Where am I going?
Actually, no, it's just in or out.
Right.
Unless we can go in, take a long rest, and then I can get us back out.
Is that a spell that you can cast, Olafenticulus?
He says,
Could you get us back here?
I could not. I definitely could contribute to blowing a hole, but as far as plane shifting, that was never my
If we
jam.
We were
if we blow
to try
the
to.
hole, is the Azure Forge on the astral plane if it's connected?
Oh.
He thinks.
Wait, what was the question?
It's
I'm
interesting.
asking if we blow a hole in the Azure Forge, is this pocket dimension then part of the astral plane because it is genuinely connected because it has been breached?
Because then we can...
I would say the
There's other
corruption
means.
happens
That's
over
interesting.
time. So if you blow a hole into one of these squares here, one of the cubes, these kind of like pocket dimensions themselves, over time the astral plane will creep into it. So you could maybe get lucky with if you're trying to get away with a little magic manipulation, but it would be a risk.
Another thing that we're not really factoring in is that Malazor is comfortable living by himself for a long, long time. Remember how we found him?
Listen,
He would be
we're
stuck.
going to get him. We have to
Okay,
get
I'm
him.
just saying. He seemed like someone who could maybe live in a cave longer
No,
than
he was
you might
like
expect.
suspended animation in like honey or something, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Right.
That
I thought he was a ghost slave. No, he was a
alone.
slave to a ghost.
I'm sure
He
he's feels right at
Unbelievable.
home by
Flute.
himself. Okay,
Terrible
it's
idea.
It's a suggestion.
We're not
Or
leaving
just
another
says-
person behind.
Just shouted down.
Olafenticulus says, "Did you say Malzor?"
Yes.
Malzor, do you know him?
Yes, very annoying fellow. I
Get the
used to,
fuck
Small
out of
galaxy.
Wow.
but I did used to read his studies of the honey moss dwarves.
Indeed, we
That's
found
where we
him
found
in,
him. We found it. Yep, tell him.
in one of their old tombs. We found him in wild space, floating. He was, like embalmed in honey amber. And
Poking
we
around,
freed him, and he
poking around the
Yeah,
violin.
has just
nebula.
kind of been around.
Yeah, we're pals. We hang out. He helps me with my garden. He's shown me some particularly strange cultivars. He also helped us with the sacred horn of the Garn. Show him,
the
Flute.
keening horn of the Gonling Da.
You have a keening horn of the Gonling Da. Are you serious?
We do.
He
Show him,
says-
Flute.
He says,
I look at
standing
Flute.
up.
I don't have it anymore.
Taken from
I
you.
had to trade. I had to trade it away on.
Trade
Flute
it.
is something of a
Rebecca.
wheeler and dealer.
Got a
You had
problem,
a keening
man.
horn of the Gonling Da, and
You've got a
Trade it
trading
away.
problem.
he says, you know that allows you to communicate with him. Yeah,
Yes, I was.
We could summon one right now to fight this thing.
He turns back to you guys. Is that something
blow
that's
it.
changed since I've been, since I've broken my own memory? Is that, are the Gons like, common and
No.
popular? Just has
Common?
their power been lowered and
No, we don't know
No.
a great
have they
deal.
been gentrified?
We've blown the horn once or twice and had dealings with them.
it probably didn't work right away. It takes great practice.
It worked
it
right
did
away.
work
Just kind
right
of
away.
nodding.
I think it worked.
I'm looking up in Kai's pantry.
Flute is,
at-
It was really powerful and easy.
Hey, just a quick reminder that we're being watched by a giant space crab all the time. Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, Klik, like, since you are, like, they're all talking together and you are listening to this over the walkie-talkie, but still part of the conversation, you can see this huge hulking figure is kind of now sitting between two of the cubes, holding on to one of them, and you can just see this large eye, which is clearly the color that you saw before, pulsing as it's kind of like getting brighter, just looking at you.
Too, by the way.
What if we were able to...
Oh, that's a great question.
Now, bear with me here.
Let me think about it.
What if we were able to get its attention?
Oh, we have its attention.
I was just thinking about maybe...
It's looking at us and zhuzhing.
Go ahead, finish my thought, guy.
Well, I was just going to go up there and give it a shoo.
Oh.
Go away.
Never mind. Different thought. I was going to say we could kind of lead it out and then back towards the cubes, and we could use the creature's raw astral power to punch a hole in the cubes. And then we unleash it. We unleash it on all of the mirrors within and be like, hey, shit.
I think all the mirrors are pretty much dead.
Right, but if there's one or two, they'll be pretty freaked out. No, you're right.
It's between 5 and
the
9.
first part of my plan still stands.
So really close to where we need to go. Good.
I think we've provided equally viable suggestions.
We just need to pick one.
So, does anybody know how to punch a hole in a plane?
I look at Olephanticulus.
I look at the rider.
I mean, the rider and Olephanticulus say at the same time, doing damage works. And they kind of like look at each other.
We have to break a hole in one of the cubes, or perhaps break one of the lines.
Do we know
we're breaking into one?
Yeah, it's this one. This was
you should be very close to the giant crab we're going at.
I think we're gonna have to fight it first, because if we break a hole in the cube,
I love it.
And then we're fighting whatever's in there, as well as the crab factory, and it's pick one or the other.
Olephanticulus
Devil
is
you
in
do,
cube
the
1.
devil you don't.
Malzor.
Sorry.
As far as we know, that yes.
Yes. Okay. Klik is sort of driving very slowly toward one, but is like, when you're not sure if this is your exit, but it's coming up, but you can't stop because that's how driving works.
We can't leave the dinger alone. We can't plane shift away and leave the dinger alone with this giant thing.
I'll watch it, says the writer.
Shut up. And we can't... we can't just leave. And...
Well, if we blow a hole in it, then we can just drive through the hole.
The best thing that I can think of is just to blow a hole in it.
I
agree.
If we blow a hole at it and the dreadnought gets inside and destroys the forge, that's a huge win.
It's fine.
Oh, yes, no, that would be fine. We're worried about...
I'm telling you, we should use the dreadnought to attack it. Flute, you said you could do illusions, make an illusion on the square of something that the dreadnought wants to attack, and then it attacks and it punches a hole in it, and we get inside and we get...
I can try it. Do we know what a astral dreadnought hates? It eats God.
Definitely us.
Flesh.
Definitely us.
Do we know that?
We know it hates the armies of. We know it hates the armies of the Undying Queen.
Yeah. Does it dislike the Gith?
The writer pipes up and is like, I don't know. Am I allowed to help? He says, looking at you, Flute.
Yeah, you could speak and help. Just
help the rules right. He says, yeah. They typically go after any astral travelers. I'm sure that if you put a red, we know, as Olephanticulus seems to have said, that they don't like the armies of the Undying Queen. Maybe if you put up a red dragon, they would go after it. But another thing astral dreadnoughts hate are astral dreadnoughts themselves. So.
There you go.
So we should do a flirty astral dreadnought.
We should do a Bugs Bunny on it, but the opposite.
A Lola Bunny.
That's more of an Elmer Fudd in this situation.
Yeah. I was thinking like something that, like an evil rabbit.
Oh,
All right.
Right.
Well, Klik,
I still
we're
like
coming
this.
over to your ship, and I'll gesture for the rider to
Okay, good. I'm going.
follow me
Alright.
out. And
There are 2 ballistas and a catapult on board if you want to try to.
because Klik, your ship is towing the dinger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We just need to get within 120 feet of the cube we want, and then I can project onto it. I'll have the rider fly me over to Klik's ship, provided he can do that.
Sure. Yeah, he picks you up and he's like, "Oh," he says, "Do you want my help?"
Really trying my patience. Yes, I want your help. You and I have a deal. Just leave everyone else alone.
I'm just trying to get it right. You keep moving the goalposts on me.
That is not true.
I can't help your friends, but I can help you. Okay, got it.
You can help people verbally. Okay? You can offer
Hey.
good advice.
Great. So I can talk to your friends.
No deals. No deals.
No deals. I
bargains.
didn't give any deal to your friend. I just gave him some power.
Well, you gave him a taste so that he would come back and make a deal.
Jeez, projection much, he says. I mean, he says as he's like picking you up by the armpits and flying you over.
And
like
we're
a
having this
toddler.
argument while I'm like dangling over the astral sea. Yeah.
Odd.
All right, Klik. As soon as we're within 120 feet, I can project something onto it. Did we all agree? A baby astral dreadnought?
Baby?
Will it attack that?
I can only do a 20-foot cube.
Oh yeah, it'll attack a baby for sure. It will just
All right.
it will smell weakness
it's-
and just stamp it out.
As long as 120 feet is far enough away where we're not going to get stamped out, then here we go.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And as the ship is kind of like floating along the edge here of this grid, you are staying far enough away, but you can see the astral dreadnought moving between all of these cubes, kind of like dipping under the wires, following the ship, staying about the relative distance to it as the ship is moving around here. And you get 100 and you said 120 feet you need to be from square one. Is that what you said, Andrew?
If I want to make it touch that square, yes.
Okay, cool.
Because the spell's range is 120 feet.
Cool. So yeah, the ship flies up into that space, and you see Klik. You can see because you have this. You're attuned to the helm, and you can see out from all the edges of this Spelljammer ship. You can just see this huge glaring eye. It's from the darkness of between these two cubes, and you're up at the bow of the boat, and
I can clearly see the astral dreadnought and what it looks like, right?
No, you cannot see the creature. It's again this like shadowy form, but you can see this large glowing, what you assume is an eye. It's on the right spot, kind of like the tip of it. It looks like a large worm shape with all these spikes coming off of it, and it has two arms which are claw shaped, but you can't see like its skin, its body. You just see the outline of it, kind of the shadow in the mist.
And I'll say on the rocket, I can't get a good look at it, so I'm gonna call an audible.
We're just going to fill in the dots?
And I'll jump up on the bow of the ship, and my belt buckle flips around to the Windrider side.
Oh shit!
And I'm like,
Sailor Moon moment.
yeah, like anime.
All right, let's see what you really hate, Dreadnought.
And I'll conjure up, and from the blind side behind the boat, where the Dreadnought would not been able to see, this hideous beholder floats forward that resembles Power Face, and it kind of hovers and bobs over to the cube with its like eye stalks kind of malevolently twitching, and it will go up right up against the cube and kind of like explore it right by the Dreadnought.
Did you say you jumped off the ship to do that?
No, he's on the edge.
No, I jumped
no,
onto
just on
the bow. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I jumped off the ship and I'm dead now. But it was worth it to cast the.
But now I'm
I
4 feet
like
closer.
jumped up on the railing, just to for the cinema of it.
For the panache.
Cool. I just wanted to be clear. And you are casting which spell to do this?
Major image.
Cool. So Flute jumps up there, and you see him like cast the spell and close. You like kind of close your eyes, and it's like helping you imagine it in this moment of using your magic to conjure this image. And K.A.I, Moonboy, and Klik, you see absolutely nothing. As Flute, you are imagining this, and it seems like the spell has not gone off.
What?
Yeah, I crack open an eye and I'm like,
Okay, you can do it now.
I
I thought that you were going to after you did that whole tuxedo mask dance.
I did. I cast it.
I'll kind of like take another
Cast it
pose
better.
and cast it again. To try it again. Anything?
No. In fact, I would say you don't. I would say you maybe, unless you can rule this because maybe I didn't describe it well enough, but you do lose that spell slot. But no spell.
Oh, no,
goes
I'm
off.
casting. Yeah, I assumed that I had actually cast it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take another spell slot as I cast it again and wait.
There's
I'll look
something
over at the
wrong,
writer like,
Doug.
What? What's wrong? What's wrong with my magic?
Maybe it's the dreadnought.
You look back, and the writer is not there.
Fuck.
Yes.
And you just see, like, in the distance, like inside this shadowy form, the only thing you see besides the shadow of itself is this, like, undulating, swirling blue-white eye.
Maybe it's the eye.
I'm going to cast not at the Astral Dreadnought, but just off the side of the boat, Eldritch Blast to see if it goes off.
Nothing goes off. Yeah, it just...
It's
I
just
don't
performance
seem to have
anxiety, or what's
Any
happening
of
here?
my magic?
Is my magic working?
Where are you?
I was also on the deck of the ship.
Well, he's on the deck of my ship.
I'm in the dinger.
Yeah, so the dinger is being towed by the...
Right.
Yeah.
Volition
And
impersonator.
so if you're on the deck of the dinger, your magic does work. Like you can let's say I'm sure you have a cantrip.
I just do a little illusion of the same bit of yeah.
I have Kai's Glamour Armor on, which is a magical item, and I want to change its appearance just as like a test to like make it look like kind of like this like black suit with like long tails. Does it change?
When you look down, K.A.I, what does the base armor look like before it was enchanted?
It's just like this it's
Jorts.
this yeah.
Pyro onesie? Oh, I missed the pyro
It's
onesie.
this like tight
Gave that away.
fitting sort of arcane looking weave that almost it looks like it's made of some kind of synthetic like some kind of carbon fiber or something like that, and it's like this gray interlocking weave of murderite, which is that strange illusory material that it's made out of.
Yeah, and you are wearing that. It
looks kind of like
noticed,
you're,
but as you stepped into it, it's almost like the image that you
I-
projected.
It looks kind of
melted
like you're
away.
dressed up for doing like motion capture or something like that.
Ping pong balls.
It's my morph suit, my green
Yeah.
suit. I'm an avatar. Yeah, I'll kind of. Are the Rocky Talkies even working?
No.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just hollering down to Klik.
Klik. It seems no magic is working
At all here? Can I do a roll
Am I still
to
jamming?
see how much I understand of that?
Sure, you can do an Arcana check. Yeah, Klik, you're still jamming. Do you want to move forward at all? I feel like the answer is no.
I don't want to like cheat and just guess, but I mean it would be reasonable that I would assume.
Yeah, we're not really moving right now. We're just floating
I got an
120
18.
feet.
I figured. With an 18, you are in some sort of anti-magic field. You've heard
this
about this.
line
You
up
know
with-
about this.
what I know about astral dreadnoughts with my rolls earlier?
Yes, in fact, I wouldn't say you know specifically like what ability is happening, but you have heard tales of the eye, like folks who have anyone who's come across any of these and have lived to tell a tale, or anyone who has like spoken of these in history talks that the eye is kind of like a source of its power and kind of like leads to insanity or an unraveling.
I'm going to... An idea pops in my head, and I'm going to call out,
Ryder, I summon thee.
and cast Summon Fiend, which should conjure the Rider right up next to me.
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah.
Kind of smile. I'll just smile to myself. I'll walk down to the Helm's room where Klik is.
There's some sort of anti-magic field. The Rider isn't even here.
Silver linings.
Hey, what do you mean? He says, as now that you've walked down to the helm room, he's like standing there with you again. He was like, I feel weird.
So your
I
magic
suppose you
works
forgot to
down-
mention the anti-magic field around the astral dreadnought.
Oh, I mean, he's like, I mean, its eye is very powerful. I didn't know exactly what it does.
You're so helpful. You're really just truly helpful.
Now, Flute, I'm detecting a hint of sarcasm. And if we're going to work together here, we need to be kind of, our communication needs to be clear. Remember that time I missed you?
We
when
still
the gravity
need
got
to
reversed?
punch through to this demi-plane to get our friend and get out of here. Perhaps we could just, shoot it or stab it. I don't know. I'm driving the boat. Can we get through this?
All right, let's.
Which do I know to be more powerful, the catapult or the ballistas?
The catapult.
Cool. I'll take the Rider and be like,
all right, let's get on catapult duty.
Sure. He says it takes one more to operate, and he looks over at Cobble.
Cobble, please. We won't load you, I promise.
Just don't.
I have to work a
any
weapon?
favors from him. Yeah,
You just have to help load
probably
it.
does turning a crank.
Roll a persuasion check. Or intimidation, if you want.
intimidation.
Cobble, if you don't do it, I'll kill you right now, right here in this Helm's room.
Jesus Christ, Flute. She's an old woman.
I will choose intimidation, but I'm not going that hard on her. I'm just more intimidating her with the severity of the situation. Like,
Cobble, my magic doesn't work up there, and we're about to get crushed by a small moon-sized space creature. So, we need your help.
I got 24 on the intimidation roll.
Okay, did you roll Klik? Just for the flavor?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You can. You don't have to.
Sure. Not great. I think it's a 12.
Okay, great. So she's already said yes to you encouraging her, Cobble. Klik, you encouraging her,
Yeah.
and then you say that, Flute, and she's like, okay, yeah. I mean, I would like to not die. So,
Right. So we're on the same team. Let's
she's
go.
like, you didn't have to do it so, say it so rough. And the Rider joins. It's
Jesus
like, yeah,
Christ,
do it.
we've all had a really
She
tough
already
day.
said yes.
Shut up, Ryder.
Yeah. She's like, man, which one of you is the demon? Jesus, she says as she's like walking with the Rider toward the catapult. Yeah.
Great. Let's go. Let's fire off some catapult.
You so you just look, there's all of these like large rocks kind of like strapped to the side, like tamped down ammunition in this catapult room here that is kind of at the back mid part of the ship, and you can go up there, and I would love for you, Flute, to roll. What check is it for you to know how to work this thing?
It'd probably be maybe a history check, because I don't think I would have, unless on the widower ships they would have catapults. I would have.
No, it's his.
Sure, let's just have your roll history. We'll find out. What's your relationship
Survival?
with catapults like? Yeah.
What's your personal relationship with catapults?
Really good, because I just rolled a 2, giving me a 5.
Nice. Very sick.
Do your rolls for the evening total 20?
Have they ever?
Yeah, you don't have to RP the dice rolls. All right.
Once I'm up there, I'm kind of like, I just put my hands on my head. I'm like,
Ryder, do you know how to work a catapult?
Oh, do you want my help? He says, kind of like rubbing it in a little bit. You say, and Cobble's like, oh, so you're going to be rude to him and then ask for his help? Jeez.
Cobble, what are you doing?
Well, I'm just saying, it's just to be polite. She says, you yelled at me earlier. You threatened death, and you know death is like my thing that I'm afraid of.
Yeah, that's why I did it. That's why it's effective. Because I needed you up here to help me.
Jeez. She's like, yeah, man, go to hell, she says, and kind of like winks at
don't worry. I'm committed to be there. Plan on it.
The rider pats you on the back, and he's like, I'm glad you're kind of like accepting it and riffing on it now. And he just floats over and like takes one of these large boulders in his arms. She's like, oh, God. And Cobble's like, your knees, lift it with your knees. And as he loads up this catapult here, and then Flute, and they kind of like look at you like, this is your idea. You're going to be the one to shoot it. So let's have you roll an attack roll here.
is it like dexterity? What am I rolling?
You add your dexterity to it, but not your proficiency.
All right, dice, here we go. Just sails far to the right in the middle of this thing's eye.
Just right into the dreadnought's face. Thank you. A perfect shot. Just knock on wood.
Let me warm it up. I said it as a joke. But now that I'm about to roll, I'd like the dice to be warmer.
I'll give you guidance. I see this as a big moment.
You have to touch me to do it?
Yeah, I'll fly up and put my hand on his shoulder and be like, you can do it.
No guidance required, friend. That's a 6. I rolled a 3. I'm not even going to roll the guidance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all of this work goes into the shot, and you kind of like aim it. You're sitting.
I take out the center mast of the ship.
Low and old, don't give Harlan ideas.
It's just there's just like a launch lever, and it's on this large platform that you're moving from side to side. And it has like a mirror refraction system, so you can kind of see up ahead of you as well from where you're standing. And the rider and Cobble are both helping you like turn it. And as you get it just right, you fling the catapult, and it just shoots this huge rock out of it. And you just see it, Klik, you just see it go flying into the astral sea, way above any of the grid cubes, out into the edge and into nothing.
We have to calibrate it. It takes maybe a few tries. Let's just set it up again.
I don't think it takes a few tries.
It is clearly going to take a few tries.
I'm standing on the deck with Oliphanticulus, and I'm like, are they shooting a catapult at it?
You just how did the Astral Dreadnought react to the little tiny rock sailing by?
It is continuing to just stare at the ship and is uninterested in the rock or
great.
any of those goings on.
Round 2, winch it up, baby. Let's go.
Cobble and the rider, the rider's like comforting Cobble as she's grumbling about having to help like reset it here. As she, before you aim it, this time she just like lights a candle next to her and like rubs her little dragon-like dog head and leans on her staff, and you can take another shot.
All right, here we go. Jesus fucking Christ. That'd be a 9.
With guidance?
Use the guidance.
With guidance? All right. I'll roll the guidance. I'm sure it's not. I rolled a 1 on the guidance, so that's a 10.
Nice job.
Yes, thank you.
You hear
it does
Relic.
leave the...
You hear Relic at the front of the dinger just cackle.
I'm just giving him a sideways bird, not even turning my head.
Yes, as this is where the catapult is visible from the front of the dinger, even as it's being towed, and he's just laughing at you a little bit as again you just see this rock go flying out and just disappear into the astral sea.
All right, let's load it up. Let's go.
Klik knows that the walkie-talkie isn't working, but shouts from below, "You can't even hit a demi-plane! You're shooting at a plane!
I've never used one of these
How
before.
do you miss a place we were inside?
I'm getting the feel of it. Come on,
It is
new
beyond
rock.
size
New
and
rock.
time! Could you hit it, please?"
You're yelling this as if the walkie-talkie are working, but where he is, the walkie-talkie is working, so you're also screaming in his ear.
So loud.
All right, third rock. Let's go.
Hey, shoot that shot. As this time, Cobble is now like panting and sweating.
I am this close to crashing this ship into the portal or into the plane.
That will do some serious damage. I was gonna even throw that out there when we were brainstorming before. Oh, baby. Natural 20.
Yes.
23.
You just have to neg him. He does better when he's negged.
Incredible.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm arguing with Klik while I pull the lever and not even like looking at it properly, almost accidentally. The flywheel in the catapult catches and flings the rock.
You did not do that on purpose.
Hell yeah. You're like looking, like turned around, like don't make me come back there, kind of as you pull the lever. And
We'll turn this plane around.
roll 5d10 for me.
Amazing.
All right, 5d10.
5 ones.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Right?
I'm back,
10
baby!
damage.
Even joke.
5d10.
You know he'll do it.
Ooh, no. In fact, it's,
Man.
well, could have been better, I guess. 35.
Ooh, okay. 25 was the punch
Very
through
good.
point. So you see this large rock fly through the air as you're yelling, and it flies over and like right past the astral dreadnought. And you see it kind of like snap at the rock with its claw, just kind of like lazily and half-heartedly, and the rock hits the edge of this cube that's a part of the larger grid, and you see one of the cords attached to it kind of like brighten, and there's a crack, and they're like some like laser-like pinpoint lights like shooting from it as you hit kind of in the armpit of one of the connection points of these like rivers of crystal cord coming from it and the wall of the cube itself. And you can see this purple pink mist of the astral plane, like smoke into a vacuum, just being like drawn toward it slowly. And it looks like a small hole, but there is definitely a current of space here.
Hole big enough for a ship?
Wow,
Or
I can't believe that worked.
I wouldn't say yet. It would, for a ship, it would probably take a couple of more hits. And
What about for a person?
You might, I would say you might have to get a little closer to it to know if you could squeeze through, but the fact that you can see it from there and you know how big the rock was, it makes sense to you that you could maybe squeeze a person through there.
Should I go and get him?
I can
Send
literally
the rider.
take. I could take up to 8 people directly to out front of the thing. I just
But
can't
then
get
what?
back.
Yeah, but that's no good for us.
I mean, it's better. You could skip the castle part and just have to go through it once, as opposed to going through it to get out.
I mean, we want to not have to go through it at all.
If the
How are
planes
you
are
gonna pull
connected,
that
I could teleport
Fly in
us
and get
back
him and
out.
fly back out.
Well, I mean, Jordan, if you're saying you could plane, are you saying you want to plane shift in there and then come back out through the hole?
Yeah.
I think Harlan said it would take time to degrade enough for the hole to be able to be considered on the same plane.
Yeah, but they're not in the same plane right now.
No,
so,
you know what we could do though? We could go in, get Malzor, plane shift back.
But couldn't we just... I mean, the hole should be good for going both ways. If we can just get him and leave.
Why are you so against plane shifting?
Because I don't want
Biggest
to...
spell.
Right.
Just let me plane shift.
Because I don't want
I
us
want
to get
plane
stuck.
shifting to be part of the plan.
I want it to be part of...
Does anybody know where
something
Malzor
down the
actually
line.
is? Maybe we
Yes,
should
we left
locate him. Yeah,
We
but
left him in the Azure
do you
Desert.
think he really didn't move since the last time we saw him?
We were only
He's a
in
bit
there
of
for
a wanderer.
half a day.
I think it was a little longer than that.
All right.
By our perspective, yes, but in the game, it was literally half a day.
What happens if you run a
rested in
Time
there.
does work oddly.
What happens
Time
if you
does work
run
on-
a ship into a hole between planes?
Can I
don't
fly
think-
over there and just look?
Because
Absolutely.
we are that level of impatient.
I'm going to fly over there and
Click
look.
has been staring down the barrel.
If I feel like a person can get through there and then get back out,
Cool.
I think we should go for it.
So you see K.A.I kind of like lift up the top of the ship. You're flying over there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of see K.A.I like as you all are discussing this, K.A.I like lifts up off the top of the ship and starts flying toward the hole that Flute punched through this cube, this demiplane, and you're heading toward it. In the astral dreadnought, it's just kind of like tucked in this corner. The eye glowing in the background, and as you fly past the front bow of the front ship, I'd love for you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
That's bad.
Oh, magical being entering non-magical field?
Is this a magical effect? Or the opposite of that?
Specifically not.
Anti-magic.
11.
You all see K.A.I float, like flying forward, and then the metal of his body just kind of like goes limp and keeps floating up off the front bow of the ship. And he just like keeps moving, and he just like floats past like the front edge of the bow, and is just his like the metal of his body, the armor of his body is just kind of like hanging loose there, floating in the astral sea right in front of the ship. And right there is where we're going to call it. And
Should have known better.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Should have known better.
Should have known better.
And yeah, so we will find out how K.A.I gets out of this one, how he rolls his way out of this one next time.
Good one. Good
on
one.
Heroes. Thanks everybody. Shout out to
boy.
I saw shout out to Jester13, who I know was talking in our Discord about catching up on the show and made
No one has ever-
stream tonight.
No one has ever caught up faster.
Truly, shout
Hell
out.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Jester.
Binge King.
Muzzle, muzzle,
Well-
muzzle.
Done. You take that back, Harlan. The binge king. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, everybody. It was fun. It was a fun one. Wacky.
It's a good one. Very wacky.
Lot of nuts and bolts to this one. We will be back next week. In the meantime, hang out on our Discord. Come talk about Better Than Heroes and Dice and D&D with us. And you could become a patron or a subscriber if you're not following us on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and Twitch. Do all of those things. Those are very much appreciated.
Yeah, and a reminder, just because I like to brag, because we're here now, is that if we post our show every Wednesday on YouTube, it's usually up, hopefully, on our channel there. And now, whenever it goes up on YouTube, it will also go up as a podcast simultaneously. So if you're trying to stay caught up and you don't want to pay for the YouTube subscription so that you can listen to it on your phone and close the app at the same time, you can check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever it is, if you want to just listen to the audio and stay caught up with us as well.
Amazing. Don't forget to tell your friends that we're out here in wild space doing dumb stuff. We appreciate that. That's super helpful when you tell your friends that were cool.
And if you're a $10 Patreon tier member as well, we have a Later Than Heroes podcast where you can listen to us talk about the episode after the episode if you're a Patreon subscriber. Yeah. Sorry, Rachel, I keep interrupting you because I'm excited
No,
about
that's
things
okay.
that we're
It's
doing.
good. Yeah. All right, are we gonna raid?
Yeah, let's
raid.
We raid.
I'll set up the raid.
Raid time.
Who is it?
Very
Let's
raid.
raid.
Say hello to whatever channel we wind up raiding. It's very helpful for us. Helps us build friends in the community and let them know that we're and y'all are cool.
Yeah,
So do that. Say hello from us.
Let's go over to the initiative order. I've never seen them before, but they look cool. They're playing. So
you will hear the classic credits track before the raid.
Here we go.
All right, cool. I'm gonna play the credits and we'll raid over. See y'all.
Bye.
Das Flutenduten.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than he.